And what I'm seeing a lot is a lot of negativity when it comes to trucking, when it comes to logistics. There have been some positive sentiments in regards to a possible change up of rates in 2025 and how rates are going to go. I'm not going to speak to that at all today, but I am going to speak to what you should be thinking and how your mindset should be when it comes to trucking and when it comes to the macro economical state of the nation. So these are going to be the top 3 tips that I have regarding finding success early and consistently in the supply chain world instead of just listening to currently what's going on in social media. So it's a good substitute and it's a good mindset to have moving forward. I bring this up specifically because I have a couple of people who have reached out to me and they've started to state that the trucking world, it seems like you're always 1 step forward and 3 steps back, no matter what, especially as an owner operator, as someone who works 5 trucks, 10 trucks, 15 trucks. I definitely resonate with that because there is, and the reason why I even made this channel specifically is to add support and hope that there is success in the trucking world but it's just when you find it, most of those guys don't want to say anything about it. They don't want to mess up a good thing. And I found a lot of those opportunities during whenever I began, and I was just putting my head down and I didn't even have time to pick a phone up and tweet about something going on and or state that, this, life is great, etc. It's just, you're trucking and you're working. Whenever you're successful, no matter what, it's work. It's going to be more, and if you grow more, that's more time that is going to be away from you, away from your life balance and away from your family. And so I respect that time. The issue that I have with the sentiment that I see in regards to negativity in social media is with every other industry is doesn't give you any advice or any opportunity to be successful yourself. And so I want you to change that direction of attention. In order to do that, number one, do not inhale or consume content. Find content to learn with or learn alongside. I always highlight specific things in trucking that you should learn from a very basic and foundational standpoint. Accounting, you got to know the difference between a credit and a debit. Truck repairs and diesel mechanistry, picking up your every single brand new truck, and some old trucks probably have them. They have them free online. The manual for the truck or the engine that you have, and studying that and trying to make it a study, and also a little bit of psychology when it comes down to being a great dispatcher, having some logistical knowledge of how to get somebody to do what you need them to do over the phone, and they're in Ohio and you're in Texas. These are the things that you should be focusing on in regards to your attention. If you want to be successful, you can go here, there, and everywhere in order to find a lot of candy in news, even on LinkedIn, even on YouTube, whatever. My goal is to be as far away from that as possible, and at the same time, I am participating in it. I'm not knocking anybody for what they're doing, but I'm trying to give context and perspective that allows you to see how I've executed so far in order to get where I am today. And it's by creating those specific niches of studies and becoming an expert at my own rate. That's number one. Changing consuming candy to eating that apple a day. You will be a better owner, a better communicator, a better entrepreneur, and eventually find more success. 2, focus on where you're at in comparison to whoever you're watching is standing in position. Realize that I have started in a different era of trucking, and I'm trying to tell you how to be successful today. My journey and your journey will be different. Your journey and every single other person's journey will be different in truck. Life is changing fast. You can't use paper logs since 2019, right? Shippers are getting only smarter and smarter and smarter, and supply chains are aggregating, and there are a lot more barriers to entry for economic state of the supply chain. When you realize that, you know truly where you are, that's where you can finally figure out what to do now in order to make those changes and create those studies, create those actions. The man who is focused on trying to contact 100 different customers, trying to follow up with different brokers in order to develop further relationships, is going to be a hell of a lot farther than the guy who's been trying to research on LinkedIn to try and figure out what the next percentage of the dry van rates are going to drop. That stuff doesn't truly matter. I'm trying to relay that, especially as you're in the 1 to 5 truck mindset. Of course, you're going to be on the spot market a lot, but there are many other opportunities where people were not utilizing the DAT spot rates to execute their rates, and they're giving you a lot more lucrative opportunity if only you'll focus on a said niche. Learning those niches is going to be key. Number 3, in regards to discrediting social media and discrediting social media in general, is that the guys who are working are not posting. You know, the guys who are posting out right now are telling you that life is hard, that trucking is hard, that don't get into it. Every single driver is telling you don't get into it. It's a terrible thing. And I'm telling you, if you are not afraid of work, you're not afraid of a challenge, it could be very lucrative for you. That's the God honest truth. However, it's going to take piles and piles of work. And I go through that in every single video. So I just wanted to highlight a few things, a quick 3 pieces of advice and differences in perspective in regards to somebody who has had previous success in trucking for the past 10 years. And you can compare it to the perspective of whom you see in regards to who's watching those dry van rates and who's, those brokers that are out there just posting for fun. That's the difference in what I'm trying to stress out here, is that knowledge is going to be the key to winning. Understanding that you need to be on the cutting edge of technology is going to be the key to winning. And there's going to be a lot more things to focus on moving forward as the key to winning. And hopefully you'll stick around on my channel or other guys who I'd recommend in the future. If you do have other questions, I implore you, comment. We'll have more of a conversation. I do have a group of personnel who have been business owners, owner-operators as well in the trucking industry, and logistics, transportation planners, and professionals that love to bounce ideas off each other. And this is only going to grow exponentially. And I'm not trying to sell you anything in general. I'm just trying to give a younger generation the understanding that trucking can be great, but it also is not for the rest. It's not for the restful, and it's only for the weary. So if you do resonate with that, hopefully you watch some more of my content. You have a good day.